Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and hello, my puppy. We are back once more tonight with a wonderful game. A game I've been hoping to continue, and now I can. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now, it's just going to take me a quick minute to sort of get things set up here, as I have my spreadsheet and my interactive map. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, I just want to check up here. Affinity chart, so Doug and Lynn are mixed. So Doug has his first check mark here. We have Solon, we have Sherry, we have all them. So that's all well. Now we need Jeffrey and Nellie. Okay, what do I need to do here? Do I just need to go straight to the Blade Barracks? That's right, if you register your collectibles in the Collectopedia, you can earn rewards. That's at the core of what we do as curators. Can I actually explore a little bit? Is it possible?
Careful.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was very rude of me. Let's set a course for the barracks. We can sightsee later. Okay, but I really want to explore.
Sir.
That's right, if you register your collectibles in the Collectopedia, you earn rewards. That's at the core of what we do as curators. Trevor.
What's wrong?
The members of each division have their own responsibilities, but mine is primarily guard duty. Lately there have been reports of dangerous indigents appearing near the entrances to cities. That's why we've sealed the gates and taken a defensive posture. We've tightened our guard to the extent that there's absolutely no chance of an indigent infiltrating the city. But now I hear that Elmra has some new guy already slaughtered the Grex pack that prowled outside the west gate. So, I guess we all ought to thank Team Elma for their successful counteroffensive. That's right, Trevor. It was me. It was me all along. Okay, so I just got to find where I am really quickly. Not the commercial district. And not that. Let's see. Fry, Tika, Rio. Let's look for Trevor. One sec. Okay, here we go. Trevor's around here. Sorona.
Strength comes from experience.
Landmark discovered.
Hi.
Hello.
Wow, let's see.
You're that new crew member they found, aren't you? So, what do you think? Isn't this town huge? But as big as it seems, Mira's a whole lot bigger. So don't go running off half-cocked. That comm device you're holding can display a map of the surrounding area. If you lose your bearings, just fire it up and take a look. The triangle is your current position. The teal dots are your fellow team members, and the white dots are people like me. As for skells, well, you don't have one of those, so never mind. But when you do get one, take a look at your map and see for yourself. Kate Suriella.
Yes?
Oh, have you come to see the town helper? I'm sorry, what? You don't know who the town helper is? Oh, it's me, silly. I'm a mediator, but I started dabbling on the side. I teach weapon skills, offer equipment tips, deliver lost items, give life advice. Folks just started calling me the town helper. I kinda like it, to be honest. Okay, Suriella. Okay, so we spoke to her.
Hey.
I killed an Ninja the other day and a weapon popped out of its belly. Not a wield in combat. Sorona.
Hi. Well, let's see.
You're that new crew member they found, aren't you? So, what do you think? Oh, we already talked to you. Kate, so there should be one more person around here that we can speak to. Gent named Thomas.
All this experience just serves to make me stronger.
Beautiful. I don't think we're getting through this gate, to be honest. Though I assume that he is just on the other side of that gate there. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up, Carl?
Great.
That gate over there, the east one, can you believe how long it's been sealed? This is really starting to be a hassle. Huh? You wanna know why people can pass through the west gate but not the east one? Well, New LA is just the residential unit of a ship that's been hastily constructed into a city. It wasn't exactly built with ease of access in mind. The West Gate entrance is where the passage to the White Whale's maintenance management used to be. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Everybody... Oh, you're that newly discovered crew member. You are, aren't you? Hey, welcome to New LA. Thanks, Carl. Okay.
What?
Let's also discuss. Man, I'm excited about my next mission as I am my next root canal. You wanna swap? Just kidding. I mean, I'd love to swap, but if Trevor found out that I passed a mission off, he'd tear me a new one. Trevor's as strict as they come, and no mistake. You don't ever want to get on his bad side. That's good to know, Carl. Thank you for your feedback. I see you, Walter. Division Drive. 2, 3, 4. Quincy.
Working hard? That's nice to hear.
Director General Chasson announced that 10 new crew members have been discovered. Those people are our lost soulmates. The last surviving crew members that came with us from Earth. I'm so glad they survived. We'll have to say a prayer for our new friends. I wonder if they'll become Blades. If they do, I think I'll invite them to join my team. Well, thank you, Quincy.
Well,
Walter. Inquire. Yes, Cross, isn't it? Don't be surprised, it was quite obvious. Providing guidance to new Blades is one of my duties, so Elma's report made it straight to my desk. Might I give you one piece of advice? Do what you must to survive. Attack your foes from the back or side, but never head on. Call it cowardice if you like. It's still quite preferable to being dead. Big facts, thank you, Walter.
Hey. Hey.
Peter.
What's up?
Ask Peter about the work that Pathfinders do. What's this? Another fan. Well, I suppose it's inevitable that a man as handsome and skilled as myself would attract this sort of attention. Regardless, I always strive to be courteous to my fans, so I'll answer your questions about my body of work with the Pathfinders. Our primary duty is to range throughout Mira and install data probes. After all, without our efforts to expand Frontier Nav with these probes, Blade would be hard-pressed to make any progress in their survey of the land. And so, as Frontier Nav expands, missions that were not previously available become possible to pursue. That sets the stage for completing important objectives such as seeking out possible locations of parts of the Lifehold. It's a grueling and dangerous job, but for the sake of humanity's future, pursue it I must.
What's up? Damn.
That idiot Bates has installed his data probe in the wrong place again. And so it falls upon me to go out there and correct that mistake. How I tire of dealing with rank amateurs. This will be quite the expedition, but I hope I might find unexplored territories and scenic viewpoints, giving me chances to toast the majesty of nature. I pray that you also make the time to relax during your missions. There's no need to exhaust yourself out there. Okay, so I spoke to Quincy, I spoke to Peter. How about Rayleigh?
Aren't you? Uh-huh.
Mira's a huge world, and we still know next to nothing about it. Our base in New LA is well established, but we're now in the same position as our ancestors who landed at Plymouth Rock with a whole new world to explore. And to achieve that goal, we'll need to install data probes throughout Mira. Did you secretly hear about Frontier Nav from Defense Secretary Nagi? If you haven't, you should go ask him. I think he's waiting for you at the Blade Barracks. Thanks, Rayleigh. Okay, so Rayleigh's added to my device, but I haven't necessarily gotten any of her links quite yet. Okay, so we have quite a few different people here.
Oh. Here's the deal.
Have you ever picked any of the fruits or flowers that grow here on Mira? Some of those collectibles were named by the first Blades who discovered them. I found myself a brilliant white feather once and gave it the name of Queen's Rapture. It was quite the thrilling experience. I hope my dear friend Fina could experience that incredible feeling one day. Oh, that's Gret. Where is Gret here? Okay. Next up is Adalbert. Nope, I guess not. There we go. Now put back my Adalbert. No? Alright. Sarah Ariel.
Alien freaks.
The xenoforms that laid waste to Earth followed the White Whale and attacked us without any attempts to issue demands. Commander Nagi ordered us into our skells to fight back, but the bastards kept coming. I lost a lot of friends that day. To a man, the survivors said they felt lucky to have made it out alive. But I don't feel lucky at all. I won't until the day that my fist meets the face of whatever monster ordered that attack. I don't know where he is, but when I find him, I'm going to beat him until he can't stand. Okay, Sarah.
Rose. Got a second?
Yeah, something's troubling me all right. This Blade friend of mine, who's like a little brother to me, went and found himself a girlfriend in New LA. Now every time we go drinking, I get a bunch of questions about love and relationships and crap. I could teach him loads about how to throw a punch, shoot a gun, or pilot a skell, but I don't know a damn thing about love. Never been in love and never want to be. I do know this though. If he fails to jump to during an attack because he's mooning over what's her name, I'm gonna answer all his love questions with my fists. That was cute. Okay, so I believe we've spoken to Walter and Towler. Alright, where's my guy Adalbert? There you are, dude.
What is it? Here's what I know.
It isn't just a base for us Harriers. Lots of divisions had their headquarters here on Division Drive. Hence the name, I suppose. The Pathfinders are right next door to us, and the Mediators are across the way. You just arrived here, right? I take it you haven't chosen a division yet. You'll see logos like this one on the walls and floors of each division's base. When you decide on a division, look for the building with its logo. A division base is like a Blade's second home, a place where you and your friends can gather.
What is it?
After we landed here, a young whelp by the name of Dirk was assigned to our team. Kid's so green he smells like fresh cut grass. Harrier work is dangerous, even at the best of times. And I worry the kid won't be able to hack it. Apparently he was some sort of expert marksman in college, but we're not shooting hay bales here. I don't know how he'll perform in a real fight. Still, as team leader, I have to take responsibility for keeping him safe. Yes, that is how it goes. It's hard. Okay, Adalbert. Okay, we've spoken to Adalbert. Let's speak to Dirk. Hey, if it ain't you, you're the young whelp.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard that Elma finally discovered a new crew member on one of her search missions. I wonder what happened to that survivor. I'm guessing he probably became a Blade. Maybe I'll run into him one day. It would be great if we hit it off. The rest of my team is all seasoned veterans, so it'd be nice to have a chance to talk with a new fellow recruit. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. Experienced Blades like Fina have a lot of great advice to throw my way. Okay.
what? Great.
I gotta admit, I have a terrible sense of direction. I'm always getting lost on bounty missions. Adalbert, that's the leader of my team, Team Jaeger, gave me a good piece of advice. He said, when you get lost, look for the trail. Following the footprints of one who came before is a sure path to finding your way home. Yeah, that Adalbert's a really impressive guy. Problem is, when I was following the trail back to New LA, I ended up way out west in Noctilum. It caused me a lot of trouble to my team. Again, there has to be a better way to stay on track. Yeah, I feel you, buddy. Let's talk to Fina.
What?
Oh, the attack
Well.
on the White Whale by the Xenoform Pursuit Force was like living through a nightmare. We'd slay them and slay them, but the unidentified Xenos would just keep pouring out of deep space. I'd watch as my friend's scales were destroyed in silence, and as the armor on the White Whale's hull shattered without a sound. We fought as hard as we could, but they ultimately broke through our defensive line and infiltrated the ship. So many people were murdered by those monsters, and they never even knew why. I intend to continue fighting for humanity, and I hope that I never have to be a part of a battle like that again.
What?
Ooh.
Well. What?
Okay, let's discuss.
Oh yeah, have you heard?
Have you ever fought the tyrant they called Eckert the Indestructible, who lurks on the high ground of the Grieving Plains? I guess we Harriers can boast that we were able to face down a creature like that, and live to tell the tale. But in truth, we were no match for the beast. We had 4 scouts concentrating fire on it, and the thing barely flinched. After it destroyed Gret's scow, our leader, Adalbert, ordered a full retreat. Of all the planets to land on, why did it have to be this one? Still, I guess I should be grateful that at least my friend Gret wasn't wounded in the incident. Okay, I need to come talk once more really quickly to Gret.
Oh. Well,
Oh, wait. Perhaps I can convince my loyal manservant Adalbert and his assistant Dirk to install a shower.
oh. Well,
Our team will be heading out on an expedition shortly. We'll set up a camp to use as a hub for a long-term survey of the area, as well as the extermination of dangerous indigents. But I have no idea how I'm going to maintain proper hygiene out there. Or perhaps I can convince my loyal manservant Adalbert and his assistant Dirk to install a shower.
oh. Here's the deal.
Okay. So then what I want to see is just make sure that the affinity charts that I'm clicking are correct. So up here, Sherry, CS. Best friends. Servant in training. Okay, good. Good. We've gotten all of these ones. Okay, and then he believes that she's taught her much. She's taught me much, yes. Okay, cool. Yolanda. What does it look like? We're having ourselves a little chit-chat over drinks and poker. Trying to figure out how we're gonna make that coin on our next mission. You got a problem with that? Don't get the quaint idea that everybody in Blade is some brainless sheep in Noggy and Van Damme's flock. Tomorrow we might all be dead. So anyone who's not milking the moment for every sinful pleasure it's worth is a Class A chump. Charming, Yolanda.
Huh.
Haven't seen you around here before. You a rookie? Well, let me give you a major piece of advice. If you run into a blonde bombshell with daggers in her eyes, steer clear. If you even look at her cross-eyed, right into the gut. Trust me, happens every day.
Really?
You're dealing with a tyrant that harasses you with dangerous attacks. Then work on destroying body parts like its arms or head to seal those deals. Okay, so we are looking for... So we need to discover Bates and Corwin. Ultimately in this area. Okay, let's go down, and here we are. Okay.
Hey.
What's down here? Uh-oh. We've been told that we can't go. Let's change it to like 12 noon. We are doing pretty good on money so far. 47,000 right off the bat. I wonder if there's anybody up here.
Listen.
The insectoid indigents tend to be very sturdy, so it's a lot more effective to battle them with things like flame and certain energy waves than with physical attacks.
Really?
That makes sense. Exoskeletons, all that stuff.
Listen.
I wonder if the crew member Elma's team found will come through. I'd love to get a peek at the newbie.
Well,
You know that item you gave me? It's going to slather on my skin and be as pretty as Colonel Elma. Elma is mighty pretty. Ooh.
well.
Another Blade team got attacked by that Potamus at Primordia's Sarum Lake. Someone needs to put that thing down. Okay, so we've spoken to Carl. This is where the arms manufacturers are based. This building is for all the companies that are involved in the research, development, and sales of weapons and armors for Blade. Oh, but you're not a Blade yourself, are you? Forgive me, I assume that you were officially registered by the way that you were armed. Oh. My professional duties include recruiting Blades for uranium gathering missions. Unfortunately, I've had few interested parties, as most Blades are busy installing data probes, battling tyrants, and performing other vital duties. But if you find yourself with uranium to spare, might I invite you to accept one of our assignments from Mission Control? Needless to say, we will pay a fair price for the uranium as a mission reward. I do hope you'll consider this proposition. Perfect. Okay, that's Armory Alley. That's not what we want. Is this still Division Drive down here? I don't think it counts. Wolf, Mission Control, Eleonora. No. Let's look for Corwin. That's Quincy, not Corwin or Bates.
Well,
Let's look for Corwin and Bates. Let's look for Corwin and Bates. Whoa, whoa. Where's Corwin and Bates? Peter, Rayleigh.
So listen,
Apparently some guy named HB just aced the aptitude test. And I mean flat out murdered that sucker. Kate, so we got Adalbert, Gret, Yolanda, who's oddly still here during the
Really?
day and during the night. And I don't think I can go much further.
hey,
Maybe it's a morning phenomenon.
hey,
Okay, everyone's still here for the most part.
hey.
Can't really go that way.
I see. Listen.
We'll just come up here and just really briefly check
Really?
to see if there's nobody up here that we can't talk to, but... We got that
Well.
information. Ooh. Fell
Got it.
down there.
Hey,
Yeah, let's just go in. We'll go to the Blade. We'll go to the Blade barracks.
And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
Ask about registration.
I think I can answer that one. So, you must be the latest rescue.
If it ain't the speech man himself.
Secretary Nagi.
Miss Koo. Chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No. Nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elma. Found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here,
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
ah yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
That was a good little scene. It's nice that Nagi himself came out to actually introduce himself. It really shows what he's like as a leader.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? He seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until he knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. He seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
He could barely remember his name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
Let's start with the first inquiry.
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission, find a habitable planet, and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
It's actually crazy that they just knew how to do that. Like, I mean, some of it is logic, but how far it's come in 2 years is wild.
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite fitting, I think. It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers. And of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Okay, so that all makes sense. I guess Frontier Nav would assist with finding them, but wouldn't entirely take away the issue of needing to
Yes.
find them
All citizens
directly.
of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Koo, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. keep this briefing brief.
Okay, we got 20 experience, 5,000 money. Leave the Blade Barracks. As you explore the administrative district, think about what sort of life you'd like to lead here in New LA. Take all the time you need. I'll be right here whenever you're ready. Why, thank you, sir. Let's look around this Blade Barracks now. Yes. Let's just go and chill out in the barracks. Network console. You cannot use this now. Oh, I think that's where you do like multiplayer stuff, probably. Okay. This is our barracks. Now let's exit. Let's go explore.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah. Nagi must really, really want him to join Blade.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get a load of that skill. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
Lynn. You cannot catcall robots.
What? You don't remember what a skell is? That gorgeous exoskeleton that just went by? Basically like the most incredible, awesomest super weapons ever? Lasers, force fields, bipedal and vehicular transformations. Sorry, I get so excited whenever I think about it.
Originally, skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the Mission Control Board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Sure.
Good call. Let's head on over.
I loved whenever that drum beat kicks in. Okay, so let's start off our tour by talking to this gentleman named Wolf. Ask Wolf about positioning. Any fool's dumb enough to face his foe head-on won't live to make the same mistake twice. You constantly move to stay in your opponent's blind spots. Attack your foe in the back. Attack it from on high or below, anywhere but head on. Attacking from any of those positions will improve your accuracy and your odds of landing a critical hit. Do you understand? Do you not understand? Either way, repeat what I just said 1,000 times until it finally penetrates that thick skull of yours.
Idiot.
I lovingly instruct Blade rookies that don't even know the basics of combat until they grow into respectable Blade operatives. But recently, a number of cowards have failed to withstand my love and fled my training sessions. But you look like the type that can take it. If you decide to join Blade, you come and ask me anything. I will take the fundamentals of combat and beat them right into you. Thank you, sir. Okay, so there was another person over here that we wanted to talk to.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so Blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the Scout Console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the Scout Console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Just one quick sec, guys. Okay, we are back. Well, not that we left, but I'm back from that
Yes?
5-second break there. Eleonora, this is Mission Control. As a Blade, you can... Oh, I see that you haven't yet registered as a Blade yet, Cross. Well, if you do register and join a division, you'll be able to accept missions right here. I understand that you haven't yet decided what role you wish to play here in New LA, and that's fine. But I believe that you would make a splendid Blade. Trust me, I've seen off countless Blades standing right here. I know talent when I see it.
Yes?
Oh.
Yes?
My name is Eleonora, and I serve as Blade's receptionist. If you have any questions about your assignments, feel free to ask me anything. If there is anything that I can do to help, I hope you'll let me be of service. Now go do your best, Cross. I expect great things from you. Why, thank you, Eleonora. You're very kind. Let's actually take a look at the mission control board. Oh, that's right. I guess so. I guess you did just say that. Okay, let's come chat with my man Marcus right here.
Hey, check this out.
Before we engage in a big bounty mission, the whole team always huddles around Arena and looks up our target in the enemy index. You can use your Blade issue comm device to pull up information on any foe you fought previously. The battles here can be tough, so be sure to put your enemy index to good use, alright? I'd hate to see you lose out there. I'd hate to lose you out there. Speaking of which, that's another thing we're going to have to keep track of. We're going to actually have to go through and mark off the enemies that we fought.
What?
and you need money, then get serious about completing missions. You can also search out collectibles, or just defeat enemies and sell what you have to salvage them. I'm gonna go over a very cool way to make money. Not a cool way to make money, but a good way to actually make the most out of your exploration.
Yeah.
Let's speak here to Giotto.
Need something?
You that new guy everyone's talking about? You're a scrawny one, ain't ya? Sure wouldn't want you watching my back. Do you even lift? You gotta start training those abs, pecs, and delts, bro. Leave the city looking like that, and you'll be in some indigen's belly before the gate clanks shut behind you. Not that you make much of a meal. If you're planning on doing any serious fighting, get your glutes down to the Armory Alley and buy yourself some proper gear. Huh? What about me? Dude, when you're ripped like I am, gear don't make one bit of difference. What do you think? Pretty impressive, right? Go on, you can touch him. Want to see me flex? Okay, Giotto. Okay, you're a little much, my dude, just so you know. That's all I'll say, you're a little much.
Sure.
So we need to find Irina. Irina may or may not be around at the moment, though, so we'll have to see. We'll come up the steps here to make absolute sure that Irina's not chilling up here.
Unbelievable.
Don't you get it? This is an emergency, a chaos, end of days, dogs and cats. Look, what I'm saying is that this is no time for getting married. Oh, you're gonna turn him down? I'm sorry, dude. Rest in peace to this guy. In the arms of the angels. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna find Irina. We can't do this quite yet. We have all of these guys. Let's come this way now, because I believe that we can access Gus.
Careful.
Whereas before we couldn't. Where was Gus?
Hey,
I am well informed. You're darn right I am. Kate, Stella, Lara, Nara. I don't think it's gonna be in. There's Gus. My guy, Gus. My dude. It's good to see you. I wanted to talk to you. But can I just a little bit? Oh. There's no way we're talking to Gus. And that makes me sad.
Hey.
But that's okay. Alright, let's move onwards. Okay, so Nagi. I just want to check one thing. Eleonora, we got Walter, all these guys. Okay. Do I not have Nagi on here? Oh, I do have Nagi. Commanding officer. Cool. That's good. Okay, so we still need to find Bates. We still need to find Corwin. We don't know where they are. let's come talk to Ted and Eric.
Best of luck. Yes.
Ah, well, I'm a curator. And Captain Eric's team. We're in charge of surveying Mira's biology. I've always had an affinity for animals and nature and stuff, so I'd like to think I'm pretty well suited for the job.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Before I got picked for the White Whale's crew, I was surveying new species of plants in the jungles of South America. Now it's my responsibility to clarify, in a hurry, the effects that our new home's flora might have on humanity's future. And yeah, I have military training. I might come from academia, but I'll be damned if I don't pull my own weight around here.
I appreciate it.
Most of Miran flora is still unidentified, but as a rule of thumb, be extremely cautious when encountering a new specimen. Once you've picked up enough samples to analyze, I would recommend clearing out quickly. This place is just as dangerous as the Amazon. Most likely more so. You should really proceed under that assumption.
Best of luck. Yes.
That's not what I wanted.
Best of luck. Yes.
I know Mira's gonna be our home now, but it just doesn't sit well with a lot of folk. But it's all a matter of perspective. Think about all the new species of flora and fauna. All the things you never see on Earth. Doesn't that excite you? Well, for me it does. Honestly, I'm grateful I get to explore more of this incredible world with every new day. Yeah, I can definitely see how many people would feel that way. Sorry guys, just give me one quick sec. Okay, let's really. Okay, so Eric and Ted. Okay, let's just double check then that Eric and him are now in my thing. Okay, so they're not in this area. It's the Blade Concourse people. Sakura and Blue. I don't know if they're actually in here or not. Oh, there they are. There they are. Okay, good enough. Who's I looking for? That's right, I'm looking for Bates. I'm gonna look that up. Okay, so he should be over by like Peter and them, if I'm understanding this correctly. Because we have that side. We still have to come and explore down this way, which is like the shops and stuff, which is where she wants me to go. Oh, wait. Do you guys see that?
Listen.
Did we just find both of them? Yes, we did.
Yeah? The word is...
They never report the news in much detail, even when it's from the Director General. I don't know anything about the survivor, but I can't help but wonder. I heard that he's worked with Elma to kill the Grexes that was running around wild outside the walls. If he's that good of a fighter, he'll probably end up in Blade. And then, as a fellow recruit, we might end up being rivals. I gotta get a look at this guy, man. I can't let him beat me.
Yeah? The word
Don't worry,
is...
I'm sure you won't.
Yeah? Yeah.
Our team leader, Corwin? Oh, he's an adventurer through and through. Before all this, he once climbed Everest without bringing any oxygen, and also explored a number of regions on the moon's surface. He's really an incredible guy. I have a ton of respect for him, which is the whole reason I joined his team. But his second-in-command, Rayleigh, and some other guy named Peter always treat me like I'm some amateur. Also, the captain yells at me all day long, and the tasks they assign me are insultingly simple. I wish they'd just accept me as a full member already. I want to be a part of historic feats like the captain. Yeah, Bates, buddy, I feel ya. That really sucks. What's up, Corwin? You mean the lone survivor found in Starfall Basin? Pretty crazy, huh? My team has found plenty of life pods that were jettisoned from the White Whale as it crashed, but they were all in terrible shape and, well, no survivors. So, it seems this new survivor got incredibly lucky. And if my experience has taught me anything, I'd expect him or her to have a long life and accomplish many great things. As someone who fell from the peak of Mount Everest and actually lived to tell about it, take it from me. I know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Well, Team Corwin specializes in exploring the most dangerous parts of Mira. As you'd imagine, we suffer a lot of casualties doing it. All but the bravest of Pathfinders quickly transfer to other teams. As a result, we're undermanned. We're always trying to recruit new members, but there are many Blades with the guts to join us. At the moment, all that's left is myself, Rayleigh, Peter, the new guy Bates, and my old friends from way back. That's all. It's a pretty sad state of affairs. It's breaking my heart what happened to all the eager new recruits brimming with frontier spirit. Well, it sounds like you happened, my dude. Okay, so we got that. So now we need to find... Oh, this is interesting. So Fina. I need to check in on Fina and see if her chart's been filled out. I'm pretty sure it has. Fina is best friends. Okay, yeah, it did. Okay, and then Lynn's good there. So Elma, let's find Elma. Gwyn and Irina. Okay, so now we also need to check out Rayleigh. Rayleigh has just a rook. And also should have Okay, so interesting. So I need to go find Rayleigh again, I think, if I'm
Well-
understanding this correctly. And then when speaking to Rayleigh...
Aren't you? Uh-huh.
Okay, now let's
Aren't you?
discuss. No,
Uh-huh.
not that.
Aren't
My
you?
controller's terrible at actually going down.
Get this.
I'm a member of Team Corwin, which is centered around Captain Corwin and his band of explorers from back on Earth. I'm a team load of professional explorers. Can you imagine a better group for surveying Mira? A lot of Blades get swept up in the idea of joining a team like that and going on grand adventures. And while I'm a sub-leader now, I must admit that I used to be one of them. I suppose I still am, actually. As a veteran of the Coalition forces, I was initially assigned to Arena's Interceptors Division. But when I heard Corwin talk about his ambitions, I decided that I wanted to be a part of them, and applied for a transfer to the Pathfinders. The captain really is a fascinating person. As a new recruit, I'm sure they're working you hard, but you should speak with Corwin if you ever have the chance. Oops. Okay, I also want to see if Peter...
So. Damn.
Okay, yeah, we already got that. Beautiful. So yeah, we are still missing a couple in this section. Starting from the top though, we are mainly missing the 4 in Armory Alley. Let's go complete this main quest and we'll be caught up with many of these.
Well,
Shouldn't you all strive to be as passionate about fulfilling your duties as Justin? Yes, let's all be like Justin.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout Console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout Console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one Blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other Blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell Blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you're ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
Oh yeah. Small container?
listen.
Ooh. Small container. 2,000 credits. Just one quick sec, guys. Did we get a mining probe from that? G2. Okay, the one quick sec, guys. What? I can't find this treasure chest at all on my map. Which is really interesting. Where even are we? This is the mission control, right? Yeah. Very interesting. Okay, here's Armory Alley. Beautiful. We'll come over here. This is very cool. We're going to have to explain this and look at this very soon.
So this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie, most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for Skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell? Huh? Oh, right, the tour. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, let's talk to Vera.
What? Well.
After the horrible fate that befell Earth, some humans have come to resent all xenoforms. But as a scientist, I'm always eager to see examples of life forms who acquired intelligence through a different evolutionary path. From what I understand, they've found ruins throughout the planet that suggest intelligent life existed here previously. I always relish opportunities to encounter the unknown. What about you? So that's a cool marker, that there's ruins that seem to imply that there's human life that's been around on this, or at least intelligent life. I may be a rough and tumble blade, but believe it or not, I was once studying to be a biologist. When I was a student, I was always off on one cross-country trip after another, doing field work with my professor. We traversed jungles and deserts, hunting for rare animals and fossils. And when we'd find one, we'd jump up and down with glee, like children. My professor stayed behind on Earth, but I know he'd have been thrilled to come and see all the unidentified species on Mira. That's so sad. The old life and the new life.
Working hard?
Yes, I
can
am.
tell you.
If you join Blade, you'll be able to use the shop terminal in Armory Alley to buy armaments from the city's various arms manufacturers. And once you acquire a Skell license, you'll be able to buy Skells from there as well. When that day comes, I hope you'll consider buying one of the high-quality Skells from my company, Sakuraba Industries. Your
Working hard.
Sakuraba?
Thank you.
The arms manufacturers have been asked to prioritize new weapons development. But that sort of work requires resources and money. Yeah, it does. And there aren't any large investors in New LA, so we have to seek capital and uranium from individual blades. The amounts of investment provided by each is small, but meager enough but merge enough small streams that you end up with a mighty river. At least that's what we're counting on. If you join Blade, I hope you'll consider investing in your preferred arms manufacturers. What's up, Regina? We sell strange and unusual stuff my husband picks up out on the job. He's a pathfinder, so he's always finding crazy space junk and whatnot. I don't have anything to show you right now, unfortunately, but check back later. You should be back in a little while with a new haul that'll blow your little battle socks clean off. Ah, darn it.
Whatever.
Yes, actually. But I'm not going to talk about it. I don't even want to entertain the possibility of it being true. I'm just going to stay positive and hold on to hope. So please don't ask. All right, Regina, I shan't. I shan't ask. Okay, so we've met 3. Okay. Anyways, what we need to do in here... Affinity chart. So it looks like I'm missing a girl named Mia. Okay, so that's Vera, so we're probably going to be wanting to come this way. That's Regina. $10,000 credits and mining probe G2. Yeah, for some reason, half the treasures I'm finding aren't actually reported. Oh, wait, maybe this one is. Okay. This one was accounted for. Mia was not accounted for, so let's change time. Yeah, like morning. Okay, so we're looking for a girl named Mia. Regina. Fritz. It says that she's supposed to be here. Whoa, whoa.
Hey.
So it's Eleanor and all them. That's Carl, that's Towler. Yeah, strange. Okay, Mia. Let's look up Mia. Okay, so Mia, go to Division Drive waypoint.
Am I right?
Go behind the elevator. Other way, I guess.
Am I right?
Hey!
Okay, so this is Division Drive, just over here, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Go, that's the elevator. Elma. Darn it.
well.
Doom, 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 doom. Maybe I should at least finish this chapter so we
Hey.
can bloody move on and get access to the whole game, you know? Like, get all the map, get all the segments.
Really?
There we go.
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
There we go. You just woken up, so you must be feeling pretty hazy. Thanks. Let's save just in case. Just in case we really mess something up. Okay, so what am I doing here? Oh, I remember. We're gonna try and find and talk to Mia really quickly.
Am I right?
Because now we should be able to fully explore everything. More or less. I think. We'll have to see. It might not let us, actually.
Sir!
Okay, where is the elevator? Where is the elevator? It's way down here. Yo, Skel, you have no idea how far I can jump. It's pretty sick, eh? Yeah, I thought you'd think so.
Well,
Elma. Elma, you're killing me. Alright, guys. We have to listen to Elma. We have to go back.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment. What in the hell are we waiting for? As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
No!
Ms. Ku, how much do you know about life pods?
Life pods? You mean like from the white whale?
Yes, those life pods. Like the one Elma, a blade, rescued our friend here from. Emphasis on the word rescued. Because if you aren't released, you just sit there frozen in stasis. Forever.
So did you have an engineering question about life pods? Or is this all part of the guilt trip?
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about. Now, what'll it be, friend?
What are you, my old Jewish grandma? Like... Yes, sir.
I knew you'd make the right choice.
No pressure.
Welcome to the organization. Elma, he can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Now then, let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this. What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments, and together they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern, given the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Elma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
Okay. We can officially go forward having started Chapter 2. I'm hoping this doesn't screw up any of the links, but at the same time they were being super rude and not letting me explore, so I don't think I could do anything about it.
am I glad we pulled an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the west gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure the East Gate will be open? Last I heard, it was still on lockdown from all the high-level indigent activity.
It was, but they just lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigent butt, huh?
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Irina's team is one of our best.
How does he know Irina and Gwyn?
We ran into them just before we met up with you. They were on their way out to an assignment.
Well, then that settles it. It must have been them, right? Man, forget this amateur hour probe baloney. Those guys are where the action's at.
I'll try not to take that personally. But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Roger. That probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the East Gate, shall we?
This is Eleonora, Blade Support Lead, here to tell you that the segment feature of your map is now available for use. Why, thank you. So let's look at this. You can see that we've gotten 2 treasures. One here. Which, that's actually strange. Maybe that's why it's not listed. Administrative district. What one would this be? Treasure. How are they counting it? 1 C D D E. Yeah, okay, yeah, E4. And then what's this? E F G H 4 5 6 7. Okay. So where are we? Let's really quickly, really quickly, we're going to try and get Mia. Right? So, and then we're going to check out the affinity chart and just see where we're good. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know I'm just being silent for long periods of time. It's just because I'm checking out this spreadsheet that I'm working on to 100% this game. Checking all the boxes and making sure that everything's in order. I'm a little bit worried because it lists all these people in Chapter 1 that we were supposed to talk to, but I didn't see any way that we could possibly do that.
Well,
oh, did I pass the elevator? Nope, not yet. We're right here. Okay, so take a real crossover on the beams. No, come on. I got too cocky. I was doing so good. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Maybe Mia's over here? Oh. I'm seeing a white dot over here. Aha, Mia. That murderous woman with the curators is causing problems again.
Yeah.
When is HQ gonna finally cut her? All work and no play is a recipe for driving yourself nuts. You'll need to come with me to Gina's bar and cut loose once in a while. Mia. Becoming a blade sure isn't easy. I work, but I don't think it's never good enough. Maybe if I just start dressing and acting like a blade, everyone will think I am one. Yeah, that might work. You don't feel like your work's meaningful? Like it's not clicking? Okay, let's go to the Blade Concourse. We can't go to Blade Concourse yet. We're not able to fast travel. I can't fast travel. It's really hard not to just fast travel in this game. Okay, Bates is on that side. Which means that's where we need to go. Guys, we're just gonna walk nice and slow. We're just gonna enjoy a nice walk with some beautiful music, and we're not going to rush it. Okay, we're good.
Well,
Yeah, we should all be as passionate as Justin. I want to check in on this affinity chart here for Arena and Gwyn. Okay. All right, we have one more person that we desperately need to go see. But first, let's sort through the basic missions. I can't use it yet. That's unfortunate. So we're gonna go south and then east. I think that's the best way to get to Gus.
Yeah?
There we go. Now my man Gus should be right here. Dude, I have been waiting to talk to you. I'm a big fan. Well, I'm in the Outfitters division, so my duty is to help the arms manufacturer develop new weaponry. Or, I guess. Anyways, Blade's an organization that devotes itself to building a future for humanity. At least that's what the Blade's handbook says. And there's no shortage of idiots who believe it. Me? I joined up because being a Blade pays better than any other gig out there. Do your missions right, and you'll make more bank than a civvy could ever hope to see, no matter how hard they work. Affinity Chart Trustee.
What?
Let's also discuss. Rumors, eh? Huh. Maybe you want to hear about some easier ways to make money? Yeah, I got a little something in the works. But you look like a fellow who's got more than a few brain cells to rub together. And to pull off my plan, I'm gonna need some of the dimmest bulbs that Blade has to offer. So I got no use for the likes of you. I need people who are gullible enough to believe anything. Marks I can squeeze completely dry. Like that one curator, you know, Quincy. That's exactly the level of stupid I'm looking for. Yeah, that's pleasant, Gus. It's very pleasant. So Peter. So I'm assuming that Gwyn also has his affinity chart done, right? Irina will be commanding officer. And Elma will be ex-subordinate. Or, sorry, colonel is what I meant to say. I want to go talk to Quincy really quickly about this guy. Run. Run with all that you have, Blade.
Yeah?
Blade, cross. Okay, so we need to hit the harrowers. Yeah, division drive up there. So Quincy's just chilling up there. So now that I've done this game, I need to play Xenosaga 1 through 3 and Xenogears.
Well,
Hey, Quincy.
Working hard? Let's make this happen.
Every division hosts a number of different teams. Some teams are intentionally formed. Do you know Gus? I sure hope that you're able to find a good group of friends to team up with here in New LA.
Working hard?
Okay, I didn't actually hear what he said.
Let's make this happen.
Team up. Some teams are intentionally formed to pair blades with complementary abilities together, while others are just groups of blades who are free at the same time. But the best teams are ones like mine, true friends who work well together. Do you know Gus? He's another team leader, and he always expresses great admiration for how well my team works together. I think he's a little jealous. I sure hope that you're able to find a good group of friends to team up with here in New LA. I see. Okay, so we need to figure out, is the East Gate openable? Okay, so that's where the East Gate is. No. So we're gonna need to get over to the East Gate ourselves to talk to Thomas if we want to do that. Now we just need the hangar.
well,
Which should just be down here. Yes. Yes, it is. Lots of people to talk to in here. So first is Dana. What's up, Dana?
well.
When I was on the outer wall guard duty, I heard that what sounded like a Grex's roar coming from near the west gate. I ran down to intervene, but the noob that Colonel Elmo found had already taken it out. I'm curious to get a look at him. I want to see what kind of new recruit is able to pull off interceptor defense work on their first day on the job. I serve in the Interceptors Division, and I wake up every day excited to go to work. Though I still haven't quite mastered the art of piloting a Skell, so I'm not very good at killing tough monsters. But what I lack in skill, I make up for in enthusiasm. I just wish Christopher would notice that and come talk to me. I did not say that out loud. Forget I said anything. I'm not out here to meet boys, alright? You convinced me, Dana. You really sold that performance. Okay, so we've spoken with Dana. Mika. Dude, will someone please grow a freaking brain and put some walls around this maintenance area? If a tyrant decides to fly in here while all our scales are deadline, we're as good as screwed. When I complained, the higher-ups told me that I should just learn to take down tyrants with ground gear. I don't have enough middle fingers to respond to that. Sure, with the right equipment and augments, we can do some amazing stuff on the ground, but that doesn't mean we should hang our scales out to dry. I agree with Micah, but ground gear is crazy. Have you met that chick in the Outfitters test hangar who can't stop talking about scales? The Outfitters are crazy to let her anywhere near their latest weapons. She's barely seen combat. They should leave the tests to a battle-tested team like mine instead of that skelephile weirdo. Just you wait. They're inviting danger. Let's hope nobody gets hurt. Let's talk to Camber.
Hey,
What's that, newbie? You want to pilot a scale? I'm guessing you don't have a license. If you want to pilot a scale, you'll need to get yourself a license by passing the license test. That test will be a lot to handle for a tenderfoot like yourself. Fact is, I doubt they'd even let you take it. But if you can make a name for yourself out there, Commander Van Damme himself will invite you to take it sooner or later. For now, don't even worry about scales. Just focus on completing those missions.
hey.
Me? I'm obsessed with scales, and there's no shortage of blades who feel the same way. But the biggest scale fan is probably that one girl in the Outfitters division. She's 100% insane about them. When we go out to dinner together, she spends so much time talking about scales that she forgets to eat. We got caught up in scale talk at the diner the other night and totally lost track of time. Before I knew it, I could see the sunrise outside the window. If that sounds like your kind of night, head on down to the Outfitters test hangar. Look for a young woman staring intently at a scale and strike up a conversation. I can only think of one woman that's quite like that, and her name is Lynn. Kate's, we've spoken to them. Now let's speak with Christopher. My guy, Christopher. When you're battling a nasty indigent, the trick is to mobilize it. Stagger your target with a well-timed combo, and then topple it with a special attack. Once it's down, you can unleash your most powerful attacks with flawless accuracy. If you're using a scale, once you've staggered an enemy, try binding it instead. That causes even greater results than if you'd merely toppled it. Not that that will matter much to you. They don't just let any scrub off the street into the cockpit of a scale, you know? Thank goodness. So lots of talks about scales. A fine question, and I am just the man to answer it, as I have already purchased the scale of my dreams. And I'm not talking about one of those hideous soulless hunks of steel blade issues to common grunts. My beloved Aphrodite is a mere work of art, so beautifully and lavishly customized as to be in a league of her own, so far as blade scales are concerned. All of her components have been custom ordered from the finest engineers in the business. They cost a pretty penny, but I spare no expense on the ones that I love. When I saw the way that the light sparkles off of Aphrodite's chassis, I knew that I've done right by her. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to trek across Mira in Aphrodite's tender bosom, eradicating vile potamuses all the while. Alright, you do you, Christopher. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't paying super close attention to which option I chose. Oh, we have good information. Who left that busted up trailer just beyond Armory Alley? Let's at least reclaim the stuff inside that so it can be moved on later. My brain's so bad with adding extra words as I'm trying to read and stream and play. Okay, we got a Nelly here.
Hey, hello.
What's up, Nelly? Not even I know it's in there, and we're the ones who are supposed to be guarding it. You think it's some sort of big new weapon, maybe? Or a relic they found on Mira? All I know is that I'm supposed to guard it with my life, so it must be crucial to human survival. Well, they picked the right mediator for the job. Nobody's getting past me. Not even you, Buster. 2 steps back. Right now. Yep.
Hello. Now what?
One of my fellow mediators said that he's really into me and wants us to be a thing. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, we're in the middle of a crisis, right? It would feel really weird to be dating and stuff, but anyways, I've kind of been keeping him hanging. Oh, don't get me wrong, I like him. I really do. I mean, I really like him. But I just don't know if I can balance a love life with my work life. It's tough. Yeah, I hear that, Nelly. For some reason, Nellie's not listed on my document either. But we've spoken to her, we've added her, all is well.
Well,
Jeffrey.
hey. The word is...
There are numerous giant dinosaur-like creatures on this planet. It's like we've gone back in time to the Jurassic period. But the word dinosaur doesn't really capture the wide variety of a primordial life here. So we mostly refer to them as indigenous creatures, or indigents for short. I've been studying them with a blade named Vera in our spare time. She actually used to be a colleague of mine. So far, all we've learned is that they're substantially different from the species we knew back on Earth. Are you Blade yourself? If you are, it would really help your research if you could bring samples from the indigents you killed during your missions, so please, consider it.
Hey. Great.
The primary focus of my research is biological materials with highly venomous or pathogenic properties. But at the moment, I've run into a bit of a problem. Our freezers are full, and I'm not sure how to dispose of toxic samples I no longer need. I mean, I can't just have the Waste Management Center dispose of toxic organs and isolated diseases as if they were old paper cups. Apparently there are businesses here in New LA that will illegally dump waste somewhere on Mira. But a researcher for Blade Command can't turn to such disreputable elements. The whole situation is beginning to make my head hurt. Dang, Jeffrey. My guy, it sounds like you have a lot on your plate. Good luck. I have faith in Jeffrey. Jeffrey seems competent.
No kidding?
A trailer loaded with precious resources was attacked at Noctilim's Decapitamon. Decapitamon. The skill can always be repaired, so just focus on getting yourself back alive, okay?
How's it going? Here's what I know.
The administrative district was designed to serve as a governmental and business center upon the White Whale's landing. After we crash-landed here on Mira, most of it was allocated to Blade. The lower level is hangars used for scale maintenance. Most of the repairs are hasty and improvised out of necessity, but they still do a pretty solid job there. We Blades wouldn't be able to fight without the teams of mechanics and support crew members backing us up. You'll be wise to remember that.
How's it going? Yeah.
The only thing that's troubling me is the lack of walls that leaves the lower level of this district exposed to the elements. They won't let us use the Outfitter's test hangar in the industrial district because that's reserved for new weapons development and such. And the hangars behind that giant door? They're keeping something important in there and won't give us so much as a peek. The blades who do all the fighting have the hardest jobs of all, yet look around. There's no place to be handling precision equipment. Okay. Oh, Murderous and Otis. What's up, Murderous? Why is your name Murderous? And what do you want, Have you found a mission that pays enough to be worth my bloody time? If so, I'm all ears. All ears. But if you simply come here to chat, I can't promise that you'll live to hear the end of our conversation. Oh, she won't even give us the option.
What?
What?
Huh?
Blades with military backgrounds tend to have especially hardy attitudes. I don't understand why they insist on addressing each other by their odd ranks when Blade doesn't even use ranks. And they're always talking about discipline and such. Why are they so wedded to a military structure that doesn't even exist on this world?
What?
Isn't it obvious? We're comparing our strength. The strongest person in Blade gets to go on missions with you-know-who. Missions are tough, but at least you got to do them with a beautiful woman, right? At least, Otis. At least. Okay, so now we need to find Lara Mara. Lara Mara. What road is this? Is this into the residential? Oh no, this is still administrative for sure. Oh, let's find Lara Mara. We'll use height to our advantage.
Listen up.
Anyone up there that needs to talk? Nothing that I can see. Restricted hangar entrance. Oh. Two men competing for your love, eh? Good luck, lady. The exploration of the mirror is about to begin in earnest.
Hey,
I know that's pretty cool, right, Nelly? Where exactly is Lara Nara?
I wonder if we have the parts.
Okay, that's where murderers
By the
in them
way.
are. What if he is only out in the evening? I'm just gonna check up here to see if it connects. It does not connect. I don't know if I've spoken to a Byron.
Good to see you.
Blades purchase their own scales and customize them as they see fit. Since there's no one uniform configuration, they all have unique maintenance needs. When you're tinkering around with a particular scale all day, it's kind of hard not to fall in love with its little quirks, you know? When those skells get taken on missions, I can't help but worry whether they'll make it back safely. If you ever buy a skell, make sure to take good care of it, okay? Don't let it get wrecked.
Good to see you.
You too, Byron.
Huh.
Once a week, I get together with an engineer named Alan to make small rockets in our workshop. When they're finished, we're going to insert messages to the other ships that we've lost contact with and send them off into space. It's a little sentimental, I know, but it's also a lot of fun building things when we're motivated by hope. That's big facts, dude.
Thank you.
These are facilities for storing and maintaining skells and other vehicles used by Blade. If the world outside of New LA is Blade's battlefield, then these hangars are where mechanics go to war. And for the sake of humanity, we will fight to fix every last skell, no matter how severe the damage.
Thank you.
A Blade from the Outfitters division went to Noctilum to test a new weapon, but I haven't heard anything since, and now I'm starting to get worried. Byron and I made sure the skell was in tip-top shape before he deployed. Of course, since it was using experimental weaponry, there's just no way to predict what might have gone wrong. Okay. So yeah, looks like we're just looking for Lara Mara. Because I don't think we can get inside of the restricted hangar. Okay, that didn't help. Okay, so Lara Nara we already have, but
Well.
Lara Mara we do not. Where, oh where is this Lara Mara? Ooh. I found him.
Fabulous.
Are you that new crew member that Elmer and Van Damme have been searching for? Hmm? Oh, I could tell. You seem so much stronger than those other blades. Plus, there's that disoriented look on your face. They've said they found 10 other people, but you're the only one I've ever seen. Interesting. Director General Chasson has an honest and sober face, but he's a politician first and foremost. And we know what that means, hmm? Oh, were you worried about little old me? You're so sweet. Am I blushing? Since you're such a sweetheart, I've got an important mission for you. Bring me happiness for the rest of my life. Kidding. Just kidding. Don't get your biorhythms all in a twist. But I wasn't kidding around about wanting to give you an important mission. There's something about you. You're not like all those other blades. Sure, Lara Mara. Okay, so we have officially gotten every single possible one that we can get every single affinity link except for Thomas at the East Gate. And we need to talk to Leroy. Okay, so we're gonna go next to Commercial District. Although I really need to end this. So today was kind of a strange opening quest. Whereas usually I delve right in or all that stuff, this was very much slowly plodding through New LA, making sure that we've actually done our due diligence there. Okay, so I'm just going to really quick do a double check. Yeah, map. So we've gotten the Mimiosome Maintenance. We've gotten Blade Concourse. We've got Blade Barracks. Armory Alley. Restricted Hangar Entrance. Yardley's Hideaway, we don't have that. Division Drive, Hangar. So yeah, we've pretty much gotten everything in this area. I'm not sure what they're doing here. Is that another gate? And this, I believe, is the commercial district, right? What are those time things? Oh, it's things that allow you to progress time. Okay. That actually makes good sense.
Level up.
East Melville Street. Heck yeah. Okay, how are we going to approach this? Maybe we should do it. I'll do this whole block. So I guess I'll start with Tracy.
Hey! Got a second?
We investigate crimes and resolve conflicts within the city walls. The obvious analogy is that we're NLA's police force. It's a very different job from the other divisions, whose duties have them traveling throughout Mira. So unlike those divisions, our members are more likely to have been police officers or detectives than military. In fact, I was recruited into the division because of my experience as a police detective in the old Los Angeles. I know what you're thinking. She must be a lot more capable than she looks. And you're right. With my detective's instincts, there's no crime I can't solve. So you best keep your nose clean, pal. If you try anything suspicious, I'll figure it out in no time flat.
Hey! Well,
The industrial district is home to the integrated production plant, a vital piece of New LA infrastructure. I spoke to a researcher there who was bemoaning the insufficient amount of Miran flora samples they've reached. As it's my duty to patrol the city, there was nothing I could do to help. But if you have spare time on your hands, maybe you could assist with sample collecting. Thank you, Tracy. Over here we got this diner. Like all true male intellectuals, I enjoy drinking tea and criticizing the government. There's no better use of one's free time, says I. None whatsoever. Did I see... Wasn't there people here a minute ago? Cato. Smile Pizza Kitchen.
Ah, hello.
Grins all around. Smile Pizza Kitchen. Pies by the round. Smile Pizza Kitchen. Double the toppings? Hey, but no sweat. Loyalty discounts? Come on now, you bet. Whew. What am I doing with my life?
Ah, hello.
My old man's a bigwig at one of the arms manufacturers, and he's mean like the devil himself. Do you know he kicked me out of the residential district? Yeah, like that was gonna make me contribute to society. Well, for the time being, I'm working at Smile Pizza for minimum wage plus tips. Jeez, I wish I had it in me to be a blade. Sorry, Cato. Dude, is that a Cybertruck? Literally looks like Elon Musk's crazy cars. Those things are freaking wild. It looks like Batmobiles literally rolling down the road. And I said, no. Sup, Oliver?
What's wrong?
Due to a shortage of construction workers, little progress has been made in building the city. We just need a good idea on how to turn this sad state of affairs, or... Hey, I got it. You know those Grex indigents that are always running wild outside the city? They're a hardy breed. What if we captured a few, strapped them to carts, and used them to haul heavy materials? Oh, wait. No, that's dumb. I'm an idiot. They'd probably eat everybody the moment we let them inside the city. I have to keep searching for the right idea. I can't allow New LA to languish in this unfinished state forever.
What's wrong?
Let's discuss.
Hear me out.
I ran into a blade named Robert at the West Gate when I went to the industrial district to get materials. That guy is so unbelievably careful about everything. He double and treble checks all his equipment and pursues all his missions in the most meticulous fashion possible. Dude just exudes prudence. You ever hear the expression, measure twice, cut once? Well, I don't even want to know how many times Robert measures before he cuts. Like, there's got to be an expression for that, right? Like, measures 9 times, forgets to cut, or I don't know. I'll work on it. I love Oliver. Okay, so we got this, and all over here is just the ocean below. Transport pilot, we got Dorothy, we got a Dorothy.
Hello. Oh, that?
Oh, when you're picking out your bladeware, don't let appearances steer you wrong. I found the most darling headgear and decided to order a sample, but when I tried it on, I could feel it sucking the energy right out of me. Awful merchandise. Who cares how equipment looks if wearing it's literally a drag? Navigating fashion doesn't get any easier on a new planet, I'll tell you what.
Hello.
Now that you mention it, I noticed this blade lurking around the shop a while back, although he never came inside. I wonder if he was too embarrassed. Regardless, I haven't seen him in a while. I've been talking with Liviana to see if we can make our shop more unisex. I doubt the boss wants to lose any potential customers. There we go. Let's talk to Liviana.
How goes?
My shop sells a wide variety of men's and women's attire. However, it's merely conventional clothing. We don't carry the protective armor or ground gear worn by blade operatives like yourself. If that's what you're in the market for, you should go to Armory Alley in the Administrative District. I went there once myself out of curiosity. They were selling items from a wide variety of manufacturers. I was impressed at how risque a lot of the ground gear for women was. Not that I hope I could pull it off.
How goes?
Lately, I've been thinking a lot about my family. My daughter will turn 20 this year, although she's currently asleep in the Lifehold Corps. Ever since she was a little girl, she always took such good care of her clothes and jewelry I bought her. On her birthday, she'd always ask me to pick out a present that I thought looked nice. Isn't that sweet? So I bought a lovely outfit here for her 20th birthday. But if we don't find the Lifehold Core, I'll never be able to give it to her. Oh, please, go out and find the core. You must bring my daughter back home to New LA. That's kind of sad. Like, just not even being able to have access to your daughter, knowing that she's alive somewhere, but not where. That must be hard. Central Melville Street. I'm loving the vibe of this place. Victoria. Informant. To get to the residential district, follow the road that runs along the office buildings.
Hey.
There are all sorts of fun shops in this district. Cafes, pizzerias, clothing boutiques. Doesn't coming here make you forget that you're on some distant planet and not on Earth? Of course, that's precisely why this place exists. We're not strong enough to handle living away from Earth while walled inside an unfamiliar world. This district was designed to help provide some of the comforts of Earth and help relieve the stress of our current situation. You should make sure to come by and blow off some steam from time to time, alright? Don't just pursue one crazy mission after another.
Hey.
The shop where I work is called Belle Betty Fashions. We're New LA's hottest fashion brand, releasing all of the latest fashion for discerning women of taste. Oh, I know there are some who say that humanity is engaged in a fight for survival and that this is no time to be worrying about appearances. But I say that's all the more reason to enjoy looking your best. If you feel good about yourself today, you'll have the courage to fight for tomorrow. That's 100% true. Okay, let's find Victoria. Beautiful. Okay, so now we can kind of explore this next central court here.
Listen.
Okay, good. Yeah, it seems like the time-changing mechanic is a layover from the time when you just couldn't change time in your menu. Because I'm assuming that the Wii U, you couldn't change time. Okay, so we got Oliver, Dorothy. This is North Founders Street, hey? Is it just this whole street over here? Okay, where's Quinn's? I saw Quinn's.
Yes? Let's see.
So, I'm in charge of, like, materials, you see. The city isn't finished yet, so, sorry. I'm terrible explaining this. People are always telling me they have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, we need a whole lot of stuff. So, Frontier Nav. Frontier Nav gathers information and mines mirror materials, and, well, it's pretty nifty. When blades do lots of Frontier Nav, then everyone's happy. Does that make sense?
Yes?
Kind of.
Let's see.
When I was working in the administrative district, I saw a document marked Top Secret. I thought I would be something cool like dossiers on all the men who'd been dumped by Gina, but it was just something lame. Lame. Huh? Gina? Oh, she's a waitress. She's always chatting up the brave boys of Blade. Yippers. She's real popular with them. Huh? Oh, you want to know about the document? It was like blah blah blah. If you destroy certain body parts of enemies and they can't use arts that require those parts, blah blah, whatever. So dull. Okay, so I have a couple people left to find in this district that I just simply cannot quite yet because I need to end this right here, and we will continue this probably either tomorrow or the next day. Yeah, thank you all for watching. This is a really interesting second episode. If I could sort of dig into the major themes that I noticed, it was grasping with the destruction of the old and struggling with the new. Questions around just like, I'd like to call it like idle chatter. You know, just how are you? How's things? New Blade. You can hear sort of like the gossip and the intrigue that comes with humanity. Other than that, I'm not gaining anything overly great from the NPC dialogue other than saying it's wonderful. It's really well thought out. This is really well done stuff. So, it's been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen.